Hi guys, Full Shrubs here, and this is Full Shrubs patch analysis of 7.27b. So don't take this seriously, I am not a professional gamer, I am an absolute crusader scrub. Alright, but anyway, let's get right into this. So there's quite a fair amount. I have actually looked through a lot of this already. But let's just see what's going on. Okay, so general changes, the following items can no longer be disassembled. I don't know who the fuck knew you could disassemble an Abyssal Blade, Milner, Silver Edge, and a Solar Crest. Would you want to? I don't know. Maybe for the Abyssal Blade, like you could get the. I don't know why you would get rid of Abyssal Blade. It's such a good item. Same Milner, Silver Edge. Maybe you don't need the Invis. I don't know, man. It's just crazy to me. I suppose it's like Solar Crest, if it's redundant now, it might do. So we'll have to see, I guess. Anyway, right, item changes. Echo Saber can now be disassembled. Okay, seems a lot of disassembling going on. Strange. Veil of Discord can now be applied to invulnerable units. Wait, what? But if they're invulnerable. Oh, it doesn't say magic resists or BKB or anything like that. It just means invulnerable units. So that means that like when you're getting duels and stuff, you can use it. Stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Monkey King Bar, pretty big 200 gold nerf to Monkey King Bar. We all like to see because this is absolutely damn right ridiculous right now. Every carry in any tier is using this all the time. There we are. Orc Malevolence attack speed reduced from 30 to 25. Meh, who cares? Hand of Midas, 100 gold reduced on the recipe. It's back to what it was, really. I feel like I still don't think we're going to see this very often. To tell you honest with you, I still don't think we will. But hey ho, let's see what happens. Right now, this is what we've all been waiting for, right? We had the 7.27 change and everything was going crazy. The meta changed up massively, but everyone's a lot happier with the meta compared to before. It was a bit stale before, but now let's see exactly what the meta is going to be, basically. So, Abaddon, base health regen increased from 0 to 0.5. Is that really going to make much of a difference? Probably not. Mistcall cast range increased from 500 to 575. That's quite a bit difference. Means you'd have to like go near creeps to use Mistcoil, but then you don't really. Ah, man, I don't even know. I don't think that's really gonna be that much, but big a difference. Level 20 talent from 70 damage to 80. That's pretty good. And the 25 talent increased from 340 AOE Mistcoil to 375. Now that sounds a lot more like a bigger AOE, so that sounds pretty good. I still don't see. I still don't know. Like I said, I'm just a scrub, but Abaddon's a shit hero, man. Well, why would you pick him? No, it is okay, I guess, if you're a pleb. But, hey, Alchemist, unstable concoction radius increased from 200 to 250. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's pretty good actually. So that means that you can stun more than one hero a lot easier than before. And if you stun yourself, you can stun your other people around you as well. Level 20 talent increase from 350 unstable concoction to 400. What does it mean 350 plus? Is that the radius? Is it a radius talent?
My little friend wants a word with you.
Concoction damage. Am I reading that wrong? Okay, it doesn't say damage. I suppose it's to try and make it. Okay, anyway. Oh, the whole time I could just hover over it. My bad. Okay, so chemical rage from 50 rage regen to 40 to 50 rage regen, which is pretty good. This hero is still pretty crazy right now, anyway. I find, but slight buffs. Ancient apparition. Ice Vortex mana cost reduced from 40 through to 100 to 40, 55, 70, 85. Means you can spam it a bit more. Pretty good. Ooh. Level 10 talent increase from 140 chilling touch attack range to 175. Man, this guy's going to be annoying. It's going to be really annoying. That's quite a bit of a longer attack range. Like, the attack range is pretty high anyway, right? So that's just going to be really annoying. And the damage from 65 to 70. Meh. That's so minor. Like 5 damage at level 20 extra. I suppose it's a bonus of 70. A bit more rounded. Right, slight nerfs to anti-mage, which we all need to see him or her now. Just like stomped into the ground, because this hero is very annoying to play against. Let's have a look. So agility gain reduced from 3 to 2.8, which if that's agility gain, that's quite a big difference to be fair. So that is quite a bit of a nerf. Level 10 talent reduced from 10 strength to 9 strength. It's a little bit of health, I guess. It's not being an end world. Level 25 talent increased from minus 45 mana void cooldown to 50. It's like 5 seconds. That's quite a big thing, actually. 5 seconds.
Easy now. This stuff is explosive.
Fight and we will win.
So every 20 seconds, you get the anti-mage. Is it? Every 20 seconds, you use mana void. It's only 5 seconds compared to right. So, Arc Warden base armor increased by 1, which probably means it's a bit more viable in the lane earlier on, which means you probably see a lot more of this. Agility gain from 15 plus 2.4 to 16. This is quite a big buff. To me, this looks like a big buff. I reckon I'm going to see a lot more Arc Wardens in higher level games. Probably not even no more than I do in my pubs. Most Arc Wardens that I play with are either Smurfs and they just stomp the game, or they're just total douches. Don't know what they're doing. Like me, basically. Spark Wraith duration reduced from 50 to 45. 5 seconds again. It's a little bit of a nerf to the Spark Wraith, but the fact that he can now fight a bit more, like man up a bit more, it's fine. 10 challenge from, okay. So from 6% cooldown reduction to 350 flux cast range. That sounds pretty good, to be fair. And the 30 attack speed is now 200 health, which means you can really fight a lot more. Man up. So it's been a bit more carry orientated. Level 15 talent change from... Oh, okay. 15% cooldown reduction at level 15. That's way better than the 6%. Change from 250. Oh, so just switch everything around. Made him a bit more of like a fighter and buffed him quite a bit, to be fair. I would say. Alright. Axe. Culling Blade kill threshold increase from... So no extra 50 and 25. It's 25 at level 2 and 50, and then 50 at level 3. That's quite a big chunk. I don't know if this can make much of a difference in my pups. But it's pretty good. Level 10 challenge range from 6. Yes, 6. No, 8 strength to 25 attack speed. That's a bit of a nerf, to be honest, isn't it? Because then you're not as tanky, but I suppose. Let me see. 15 attack from 35 attack speed to attacking procs counter helix. Oh, and level 20 now they take away the helix to the Culling Blade threshold 50. So that means it's then like 600. That's quite big. That's really big actually, considering some supports only have like at most 2k health. That's like a quarter of your health. It's like dunk. It's pretty good. Right, Bane. Bane is the bane of my life. I hate this hero. Base attributes reduced from 23 to 22. Which mean from 23 to... They were all 23? I don't know. Oh, they're all 23, were they? It's like well rounded. It's probably why such a good hero. Brain sap mana cost increased from 90 to 110. So this means that you're going to need a lot more clarities and stuff shipped out to you early game, because the main reason you can actually fight is because you can use the brain cell, right? So without that, it's going to cause some issues. 15 talent increase from 7% spell application to 9%. Pretty good. Kind of balances things out a little bit. 20 talent reduced from 40 movement speed to 30. Okay. Right. Now, Batrider, this here is frustrating. Agility gain increased from 1.5 to 1.8. So he's going to have a little bit more armor and that kind of thing, so he's not as easy to kill. But sticky, it's not that he is easy to kill because it's annoying because sticky napalm. Sticky napalm turn rate slow reduced from 70% to 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh no, I read that already. That's a big thing because like now you can actually last hit as a carry with a level 1 sticky napalm on you. Whereas before they just put 1 sticky napalm on you and like you're a sniper or something trying to walk around and you just can't last hit. I suppose you just face that way. But it makes massive difference. Flaming Lasso set secondary target range increased from 550. That's quite big. 100. That's pretty good. Level 15 talent change from 2 second flame break burn duration to 5 sticky napalm damage. Plus 5. So now its extra damage is 30 per stack. Is it really? So 300 damage per hit you could get. Whew. That's pretty nifty. Okay. Level 25 talent increased from 8% flame break cooldown to minus 10 seconds. Did I say 8%? 8 seconds. That's pretty good. Don't play the hero story, you know? Alright, Beastmaster. Call of the Wild Boar mana cost increased from 50 to 60, 65, 70, 75. So he's going to make it a little bit less difficult to have more than one boar at a time in certain situations. But I still think it's going to be just as fucking annoying, right? Can't see that really changing that much. But hey ho. Wild Axe's mana cost reduced from... Okay, so this goes up slightly and this goes down. But it's not a major change. Just might make it a little bit difficult in lane compared to normal, but we'll see. Level 15 talent change from minus 14 second cooldown to 200 Hawk Vision. I like this change because that was really annoying when they get to level 15 and they could just have like hawks out constantly. Just vision constantly like out wards, and it was just so frustrating. But there's going to be less hawks, but I suppose they can see further, so it's not as much of a nerf. But it does make things easier. And 20 talent increase from 400 to 450 health. 25 talent increase from plus 80 wild axe damage to plus 100. So they're basically trying to get wild axes a little bit more useful. You just fly out your wild axes all the time with axe. Alright, so this is a big change to Bloodseeker. And according to Dota buff today, is plummeted by like 8% win rate. So he's now like 42% win rate or something crazy. It's crazy low. So basically his intelligence was increased from 18 plus 1.7 to 21. So basically like 18 base and then 1.7 a level to 21 and 2. Which helps with his mana issues that he sometimes has. But the biggest issue here is the change to these two here, right? So Blood Rage has been reworked. Increases your attack speed by 50, 80, 110, 140. And your spell application by 6, 12, 18 and 24%. Drains, right here it is. Drains 2.4, 2.6, 2.8 and 3% max health per second. Self or ally hero cast lasts 8 seconds. Provides half attack speed for allies. So the cooldown's like 14 seconds, 12, 10, 8. So like at level 1 obviously. Like, but the thing is, how useful is this really going to be at the end of the game now? It's not useful at all actually. Because, well, other than I suppose like you're actually going to get a kill, but before you'd use Blood Rage because you get increased damage, all that kind of stuff, and you'd be killing creeps to get health back. But see what goes on there. But mana cost is 25, 30, 35, 40, which is hence why the intelligence was up, I think, because Blood Rage was free before, right? Blood Rage can now be cast without interrupting movement. So this is pretty good in the sense that you can now use it while still running, rather than having to stop to use it, which is a bit of a pain. But if you're not getting the sort of like damage and stuff, and you're actually taking some sort of damage yourself, I don't know how viable it really is. Thirst no longer grants attack speed, obviously because the Blood Rage now does. Thirst now provides 6, 9, 12, 15% of max health as a heal for creep kills. So it's actually not a heal based on the percentage of what you're killing. I didn't realise that. That's a massive fucking nerf, actually. Wait, is it of max thirst? Max health heal creeps. Max health heal heroes. Okay, heroes is different. So yeah. Oh, of a creep. This is still of a creep. Okay, so it's not changed to be like your percentage of your health, because that would be fucking ridiculous. It's the thing you're killing's health still. 12, 18, 24, 30% for hero kills. Grants half healing if you are within 300 radius of a dying enemy creep or hero. What? No, that's so bad. What? So now if you're in the middle of the lane and like you're killing all your creeps, and there's a dying enemy or creep next to you, and then you last hit, you're not gonna get the full health back. That's just so bad. Talent level 10 talents have been changed around. 1 to 5 armor is now 6. 20 attack speed is to 30 Blood Rage attack speed, which is fucking annoying because it means you have to have Blood Rage on to get that attack speed. So that's just outright just nerf this guy to the ground. Plus 60 Blood Rate damage to plus 75 Blood Rate damage. Nothing major. So this is one of the big changes. There are a few heroes like this that I already know about, and it's pretty damn crazy. So Bounty Hunter base mana regeneration increased to half. Pretty good because he always had mana issues when it came to like roaming around and using his invis. Trap mana cost reduced from 65 to 60. Meh. Level 10 changed from 20 damage to 40 damage Janada damage. Oh, so from just 20 damage to 40 Janada damage, which is a bit, once again, it's a little bit of a nerf because the Janada damage is just more damage, but it's not every hit, right? And then the other one is from 15 movement speed to 20. Okay, so there's a few things to brew changed, but I don't know if it's really going to make him that much more viable. I don't really know. Thunderclap no longer has a separate value for creeps, so it does the flat out damage of like 300 damage. And then, but doesn't yeah, it says hero duration, but I'm guessing that means that it does it for creeps as well. But Cinder Brew mana cost reduced from 80 to 50, 60, 78, which means it's more viable early on. So like just having one sort of level in it makes it a bit more good. Cinder Brew damage rescaled from 100, 160, 220, 280 to 75, so it's lower. 150, 225, and 300. It's not too bad. Cinder Brew backswing animation time reduced from 0.67 to 0.4. So that means you can use this a lot quicker and then keep running in that. So, seems pretty good to be fair. Obviously, there's less damage, but that's because it's less mana. They kind of have to balance it out that way. Otherwise, if it was 50 mana doing 100 damage, that's like basically for every point of mana, there's 2 damage. That's just madness. Yeah, so Primal Split, Earth movement speed increased from 325 to 330, 350, 370. Primal Split, Storm attack damage increased from 20, 40, 60. Basically 10 on top of this. That's pretty good. Storm 1 mana capacity from, it's now 900 at the beginning. That's pretty good. And a fire attack backswing animation reduced from 0.57 to 0.3. That's near enough half. That is basically half. That's madness. It's like, because he would hit and stop, and I'm sure you know. Wow. Level 10 talent increase from 150 to 175. Oh, coordinator's down again. Level 25 talent reduced from 140% drunken brawler to 110%, 120%, sorry. Don't think that's really that big of a deal here, but hey, it's moving on to Broodmother. Agility gain is increased from 2.8 to 3.2. Incapacitating bites slow increase from 16 to 46 to 20 to 50. It seems pretty good, to be fair. Actually, it's quite a big change in the slow. 4% slow is actually quite a lot, like level 1 per se. And then obviously the agility game is doing more damage when she's hitting you. She's getting like slightly more attacks in technically. She has more armor to fight you with, which makes her a bit more stronger. Spawn spiderlings health increase from 280 to 320, like an extra 40 damage. That's like almost a whole. That's crazy actually. That's like a whole attack. Near enough. Spawn spiderlings magic. Sorry. Yawn. Spawn spiderling magic resistance reduced from 40 to 25. That's good because it means you can. So it's got more health, but it takes more damage from magic, which is probably good to be fair. Right now, I'm a little bit sad about this with Centaur because I do play a fair part, but I think it's needed at the same time when I really fall back. So Retaliate no longer has the active component, which means he's no longer going to stomp the lane like he did. Retaliate now also returns some of your strength, so 20 at level 1, 35% at level 4. As damage, Retaliate base damage reduced from 16, 36, 56, 76 to 15, 30, 45, 60. Retaliate now does half health to towers instead of 4. This means you can't push towers as well. This bit means that you can now do the heart strat that people have been telling me about. You just get like 4 hearts and people just hit you like once, take like half health off or something stupid. But yeah. Double edge cooldown reduced from 5 to 4. That's pretty good to be fair. Hoof stomp cooldown reduced from 22, 19, 16, 13 to 15, 14, 13, 12. That's pretty good. Hoof stomp damage increased quite drastically from 170 to 250. Hoof stomp stun duration reduced, so it's got slightly shorter stun but does more damage, and then mana cost reduced as well because it does less of a stun, I suppose. But yeah, level 15 talent changed from 25 base damage to 40 damage. Pretty good. And then the 20 talent is reduced from 70 retaliate damage to 50 because by level 20 you should have quite a lot of strength, so you'll be returning a lot more damage anyway. Yes. Right, Chaos Knight. Chaos Strike now has a 30% chance to proc instead of using a cooldown. Okay, so it's not like the 4-second cooldown like it was before. It's gone back to the old way. Seems like everything's reverting back to how it was, to be fair. Phantasm cooldown reduced from 125 to 75. That's crazy, actually. That's literally like halved. Less than halved, technically. Wow, that's crazy. No, actually, it's over halved. No, less than half. Yeah, that's fine. So Phantasm Illusion count reduced from 3 to 1, 2, and 3. So actually, at level 1 Phantasm, you only get 1 extra unit. That means that you can use it more often, but you're gonna have like these units are gonna be pretty much useless. It's just 1 extra unit. Surely. Phantom's Illusion outgoing damage increased from... Oh, so at level 1, yeah, it's 100%. Okay, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. You get like 1 more illusion that does 100% of the normal damage. Phantom's Illusion no longer has an extra 25% magic resistance. Okay, so it has less magic resistance. And the mana cost is reduced. Level 15 talent is now from 12% cooldown reduction to 14. And then 25 talents have been changed totally from 1.5 max cast Chaos Bolt duration to 1 second min/max Chaos Bolt duration. Oh, okay, so it's just changed from 1.5 to 1 second. And minus 1.5 second Chaos Strike cooldown to 10% Chaos Strike chance. Pretty good. So yeah, 40% makes better. Right, and now to the ruler of this patch, I think. This is going to be broken as hell. We're going to have the old clinks back, causing havoc. He was kind of a bit of a crap hero, to be fair. Like before this patch, so hey ho. So intelligence gain increased from 1.7 to 2.2. Attack point improved from 0.7 to 0.4. So this is the big thing as well, is that now you can attack in lane and last hit and stuff a lot better basically. Seeing arrows damage increased quite drastically. Well, it's 5 each, but there's still a lot. Seeing arrows mana cost increased from 9 to 12, just to 12 basically. Strafe is a basic ability again, so you got Strafe back. Grants 110, 140, 170, 200 attack speed, and 100% evasion against ranged attackers. Lasts 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. So basically, if he uses Strafe and Dro tries to hit him, there's no way in hell it's going to hit him unless he has an MKB. Pretty much. Lasts 3, 4, 5, and 6 seconds. So 3 seconds at 110 is not the end of the world, but like, whew. Cooldown is 34 seconds, 30, 26, 22. So obviously, can't use it all the time. Mana cost. So this is the part that I think is absolutely broken. Let me find him again. Like, kill yourself broken. Like, it's just, Skeleton Walk now provides invisibility, which it did anyway. I don't know, it's a bit of a meme to be fair. And 15, 30, 45, and 60 move speed. Now, Skeleton Walk before was at 45 or 40 something percent move speed. If you use Skeleton Walk with clinks, with just any boots, you're moving at max movement speed. What the fuck? What are you thinking, dude? Like, people are maxing this near enough. Like, they get like 2 to 4. And obviously O as well. That's what? Anyway. So, does not end invisibility when casting his spells as well. So he can cast his ult and his burning army while he's invis. Lasts 25, 30, 35, 40 seconds. And the cooldown is whatever. So, like, that's just madness, dude. So Burning Army is now a Scepter ability. Summons 5 skeletons in a 1,300 line. Skeletons have 1,000 health, but die in 2 heats. You understand why it does this in a minute. And deals 30% of your damage. Cooldown 90, mana cost 150. So Death Pact has been reworked and is now his ultimate. So obviously that was his Q, where this strafe is now. Consumes a target friendly or enemy creep, gaining a percentage of its hit points as max health and damage. Gains 6, 10, 40% of the target's current health as damage. Right, and gains 60, 80, 100% as health. Lasts 65 seconds. Cooldown is 80, 70, and 60. So at like level 3 Death Pact, you have it up constantly. And another thing that's totally broken is that you can actually basically eat or use Death Pact on one of these actual skeletons and get 1,000 HP and a fuckload of damage basically, without even having to go anywhere. Like, you just use your ult, you use your ags, you eat one of them, and you just start fighting. It's madness, absolute madness. So level 10 talent changed from 9 strength to 1.75 mana regen, which massively helps him. You get mana regen, and you get like an orchid, and he has no mana issues for like the rest of the game. Level 10 talent change from 10 agilities to Skeleton Walk exit summons 1 burning army skeleton. So what his ags used to be is now half of that is just a talent. So technically, unless he's level 30, or unless he goes for that rather than mana regen, so he probably would You'd argue which one you'd go for realistically. Now, if it's one burning army skeleton, something I don't know for sure. And maybe I should test this in a minute. But like, has it got 1,000 health like the burning army skeletons? Because if it has, at level 10, you don't even need burning army. You can just use that. Oh my god, wait a minute. What? That's so broken. Level 15 talent increased from 12 searing arrows to 25. Like plus 12 to plus 25. That's madness. And then a binding army cooldown to minus 10 second skeleton walk cooldown. Well, balmy again. So level 20 change increased from 100 attack range to 125 attack range. Still balmy. Level 20 talent change from 325 Death Pact health to kills reset Death Pact cooldown. You can't have more than one Death Pact up at once, right? I'm gonna have to test this. Level 25 talent change from plus 3 seconds skeleton walk attack speed to 50 plus 50 slash 5% Death Pact plus 50 Death Pact health and 5% damage. Just madness. So there's more like minor changes really. I will test this out. But we'll do it right now. Clockwork, rocket flare, vision, duration reduced from 10 to 8 seconds. Level 15 talent changed from 12 strength to 1 power cog hit to kill. That's not a massive thing. So you don't have the strength, but you get your power cogs now take 3 hits rather than 2. CM, much needed movement speed increase. Base intelligence increase. Freezing field radius reduced. And the set delay reduced from 2 to 1.75. So minus 3. So yeah, it's just general sort of buffs to CM, which is kind of needed. Darkseer agility is increased from 12 to 18. Base armor reduced by 1. So it increases agility, but reduces armor. So vacuum mana cost reduced from 100 to this. But the vacuum cooldown is a meme that we're forever going to see. Biggest meme of all time. Do you want me to show you? I don't know how I zoom in. There's Mario. So 60, 50, 40, 30 to 60. Yeah, it's fine. All replica slow duration increased from 0.75 seconds to 1 second. Pretty good. So now there's more Iron Shell radius rather than evasion on level 10. And then level 15, the Iron Shell radius to Iron Shell provides max health. What? Level 15, your Iron Shell gives people 400 max health, does not heal, maintains health percentage. That's pretty good. And the next one is, rather than plus 10 health regen, it's now 25% wall of replica damage, which is crazy, actually. So now, like, the replicas will now do 125% damage. So it means that, like, say if there's a lunar illusion or a draw illusion or anything like that, like, they're just gonna destroy the enemy team. So good. Dark Willow, one of my favorite heroes right now. Curse Crown radius increased from 325 to 360. This is pretty good. Means you can get a lot more people with 1 stun. Terrorized Jex return speed increased from 500 to 600. This is great because when you use a terrorize and then you actually want to go in and fight, like say if you've caught a few in the actual bramble maze, it means you can actually run in and use your bedlam quite easily. And level 10 talent change from 10 intelligence to plus 0.4 Curse Crown stun duration, and then level 15 from 30 movement scene to minus 2 seconds Shadow Realm cooldown. So overall, small minor buffs, but they're good. Dazzle, general minor, I'm not going to go into detail, it's just minor talent changes. Death Prophet, Crypt Swarm cast point reduced from, or halved basically. I don't know if this is really going to make much of a difference, because everything else, like this cooldown on Crypt Swarm and Exorcism Spirits, you can get an extra 2 at level 25, but I think she's not going to change that much. Disruptor. This is quite big buffs to be fair, and there's this bug that I didn't even know existed. But kinetic field radius increased from 340 to 350, so that means it's slightly bigger. Talent change to -2-second kinetic field cooldown rather than 20% magic resistance. And then the kinetic field cooldown that was at level 15 is now plus 1.5 second attack storm duration, which is pretty good. But yeah, this glimpse bug basically meant that like it would go back to where they were when they were alive. Or something like that. I don't really know for sure. Anyway, I've got a long way to get through this, and it's already 35 minutes. So maybe I carry on, I guess. Base armor increased by 1. Attack range increased from 175 to 200. This is quite a big thing, I think. Devour gold increased from 20, 80, 140 to 200 to 50, 100, 150, 200. So it just scales a bit better. Like level 1 is a bit more. And the regen reduced by 1 at each level as well. So he gets a bit more gold earlier on, but he gets less regen, so it's not as valuable. The regen was more of the thing that you wanted, right? Scorched Earth backswing animation time reduced from 1.27 to 0.83, so just means that you can use it a little bit quicker. Scorched Earth damage is changed to plus 2-second doom duration at level 10. That's pretty good. And 15. Oh, the 3-second doom duration is now the Scorched Earth. Okay, so they've just leveled it out. I should have read that quick. Dro Ranger. Damage spread reduced from 49 to 60 to 51 to 58. It just means slight change. Movement now speed is increased by 5. That's a big thing. And base armor increased by 1. Like, this is quite a big buff to be fair. Level 1. Level 10 talent increased from 40% gust blind to plus 50. So it means that basically you're going to be missing half of your... You were anyway, but you're definitely going to miss half of your hits when you're gusted. Level 15 talent change from 20 movement speed to -6-second multi-shot cooldown. What is the multi-shot cooldown?
I wake from dark dreaming.
That's not the same person, but anyway. So it'd be 14 seconds cooldown. Pretty good. So Earth Spirit looks. Hopefully these changes might mean it's a little bit more viable. I don't think people are really using him as much as he used to be, or how he isn't as strong as he used to be. But so his base strength is increased by 1. Slightly more health and regen and stuff. Rolling boulder collision radius increased from 150 to 160. So it means you can actually hit them a slightly bit better, which means that accuracy is not as needed as much. Still is, but magnetized damage rescaled from 50, 75 to 100 to 40, 80 and 120. So it means that slightly worse at lower levels, but way better at a higher level. And then when he's got his axe, the enchant remnant now allows him to target himself and kick himself with boulder smash. So that's why I'm thinking it would be good. You can get away really easily. You just enchant yourself, you kick yourself, and then you roll away as well. And you're done. Alright, Earthshaker fissure duration reduced from 8 to 6.5 to 7, 7.5 and 8. Minor things. Chant totem backswing animation reduced from 0.57 to 0.38. So it means you could get off an attack a lot quicker. And level 10 change from 25 damage to plus 20 base damage. Now I don't understand this. I remember reading this before, and I don't really know what the difference between having 20 base damage and then like plus. It must be something to do with when you get like double damage or something. Like the sort of calculations it does or something. I don't really know. Right, Elder Titan, strength increased by 2. Echo Stomp playing the full channel animation is if it was cancelled during the cast point. Oh, okay, so if you actually cancel it, it stops doing the full animation. Astral Spirit return speed increased from 800 to 900. That's good because it comes back a lot quicker. Astral Spirit no longer refreshes the current buff when a new spirit is cast and returns before the previous buff expires. Oh right, so you'd use it to like refresh it but not put it back because you might have more stacks on the when you already have. That's fixed anyway. And then just slight changes. So level 10, 8 strength to 20 attack speed, which is probably better to be fair, because you can stomp people more. Or clamp them in the back of the head with a book. That's basically what it looks like it's doing. Level 20 talent changed from plus 55 attack speed to 100% cleave. Whoa. Okay, so this means he's probably the slightest bit more viable as a carry. Because you can just like throw your spirit in, get loads and loads of loads and loads of stacks back, and then just go like bang 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 cleave and kill someone, kill like the whole team. Just imagine an Elder Titan with a Magnus. It would just be pretty great. Ember Spirit, Flame Guard damage per second reduced slightly, so it's pretty much the same. Enchantress, intelligence gain increased, turn rate improved slightly. Scepter now also provides a 150 attack range, and H heal interval change from every second to every half a second, so that's a lot better. And then just change the movement speed talent just slightly. Enigma, Malefice damage rescaled, does slightly less, not much. And then it's just kind of switched around a few of these. So magic resistance, the level 10 magic resistant talent is now 4 seconds midnight pulse duration. And then the next one is actually from Eidolon attack range to Eidolon health. And then some other stuff to do with stun duration. Faceless void. Faceless void of nothingness. Time walk scepter AoE increased from 250 to 350. That's quite a big radius, but don't know how viable that's going to make getting scepter. I think it's like really if you need it, but it's not very often. Level 15 talent change from minus 1.2 seconds time walk to 275 time walk cast range. So you can actually jump like way further. Huh. Oh, but then not as much. You can get switch it around again. So Grimstroke attack range increased from 550 to 575. That makes it much better in lane, I think. And then some challenge changes. Doesn't look like anything major, to be fair. Nothing great. Garrett top to base intelligence increased from 19 to 21. Missile launch time reduced from 3 to 2.5. It's just slight buffs to Gyro because he's not really viable right now. Like buffs to the sort of talents and stuff. Nothing major. Agility gain increased from 1.4 to 1.8 on Husker. Base damage increased by 2. Inner fire knockback reduced from 550 to 400. Life break no longer deals damage to Roshan, which is good because it used to be so annoying. And then attack range is increased as level 25. So just general sort of balancing with Huskar, I think, mainly. Invoker, base damage increased by 2. Last thing is much better as a cost works then. Forge Spirit base attack time improved from 1.5 to 1.35. Forge Spirit melting strike no longer has a mana requirement, so it's just part of its inbuilt. That's pretty good. Okay. Invoke no longer triggers spell events like Magic Stick. That's quite a big thing for in lane. And level 10 talent change from plus 50 chaos meter contact damage to 30% chaos meter damage. Whoa, yeah, that's not bad, I guess. IO base movement speed increased from 280 to 320. Whoop whoop, you can get away a bit more now, IO. Fucking shit hero, mate. I know people love this hero, but if I ever see someone fucking pick this hero in my games and my pubs, I'm gonna get so freaking mad because no one knows to play it, knows how to play around it. Please only pick it if you know how to play. Yeah. Chikiro, super mana cost increased, and Ice Path mana cost increased. Attack range talent increased, and 15 challenge changed to from health to. So I think this is I think this is good because Chikiro is very annoying in lane, and I think this makes him a little bit less annoying, but it's not a drastic change, it's just a small change. Huh. Juggernaut. Omni Slash now provides a plus 40 attack speed. Omni Slash attack speed multiplier reduced from 1.7 to 1.6. So it means that, like, at level 1, it'll be faster than your normal attacks. Which is pretty good. I think it knew it was before, but... pretty good. Just minor changes to Blade Fury and your talents. Keeper of the Light, Illuminate, channel duration reduced from 2, 3, 4, 5 to 2, 2.7, 3.4, and 4.1. Tough damage unchanged. Will-Wisp Flicker no longer drops your orders. Between each cycle, no log prevents orders from being queued during it. What? I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm gonna ignore this and move on. And then some just changes to chakra magic. I don't give a shit. This Kunkka, level 25, talent increase from 85% Tidebringer Cleave to 110%. Yeah, pretty good. Legion Commander, base strength reduced by 1. Dual attack bonus increased to 30 at level 3, which is pretty good. Increased overwhelming odds, cooldown reduction, talent, and press the attack. AoE is massive now, 400. And then level 12 reduced from 32 dueling damage to 30. Yeah, it's not massive. Less track. So this, I think that this means that Legion's actually a lot more sort of used a lot. Well, she's used a lot anyway. She's quite a popular hero, like off lane and that kind of stuff. But she's gonna be way more used, I think. Anyway, less track. Base damage increased by 3. Attack range reduced from 600 to 575. Strength gain increased from 2.3 to 2.5. There you get more post novas in each lightning storm. Scepter lightning storm. Okay. And then just some general talent changes. Okay, plus 40 split earth radius is pretty good. So nothing, yeah, there's just general stuff changed. Lightning storm damage.
By the impure powers of nature.
By the impure powers of nature. Right, Lich, just general talent changes from like level 10. There's the movement speed's been taken away and put in plus 60 Frost Nova AoE damage. It's pretty damn good. And then rather than 150 health, it's 100 cast range. And then Lifestealer, and then the Frost Shield duration is increased massively to 4 seconds, plus 4 seconds rather than 2.5. Lifestealer, minimum base damage increased from 42 to 46, so it means last things are a bit easier. Level 10 talent change from 25 attack speed to 30. Level 10 talent increased from 150 health to 200 health. And level 20 challenge from 40% open wheels lifesteal to minus 4 seconds open wheels cooldown. That sounds like you'll be using it a lot more often, and I think that's better than having more lifesteal in it. Yeah. Lena. Laguna Blade damage increased quite a lot by 50 each time. It's pretty good. Dragon Slave backswing animation, which will make things a lot easier when you're trying to get a combo off and be a lot quicker. Level 20 challenge increased from Fiery Soul stacks. So basically, it's just a lot more. So they gave Lena a nice buff. Base attack speed of Lion increased from 100 to 115. Base armor increased by 1. It's very nice for early game with Lion. Level 10 talent increased from 75 cast range to 15% mana drain slow. Ooh, makes it a lot more not bad. But I suppose it's swapping it with the level 15, which means you get the more cast range, but the same drain slow. That's really good actually. And then the Finger of Death damage, to -2 seconds spike cooldown. It's pretty good. So strength gain reduced for Lone Druid. Savage Roar now doesn't duplicate the cast on either target if they're unable to cast. So like if I assume what this means is that like when say the bear was silenced and you got your Lone Druid to Savage Roar, the bear would still Savage Roar when now it won't. We'll see some minor things to the Spirit Bear, saying that now each level it's the base damage rather than bonus damage that gets increased, and the backlash damage is increased when it dies. So Lone Druid then takes like quite a bit more. True Form armor bonus reduced from 10, 15 to 20. And yeah, so basically it means that he's going to get killed a lot more in his true form. Luna's Blessing rescaled, and it's like 4% more at level 4, but only 10 lower. Yeah. More bounce to Moonglaves. It's just base damage increase. It's probably a bit more viable. God, these are fucking long. Magnus Empower damage rescaled from 10, 15, blah 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 to, so it's basically more damage. Skewer cooldown reduced. Okay, Skewer radius increased, so you're more likely to hit people with it. So this is a very good, nice buff to Magnus, which is pretty good. I haven't really seen as much as I used to, and I'm quite happy with that. Buff to Mars' intelligence. He's now smarter, dudes. The God of War is now smart. That's pretty worrying. Arena of Blood formation in time improved. Level 10 increased from -2 seconds cooldown and spear to -3. Right, so it's a bit of a, get on to a bit more of like the big sort of changes here. It's like some stat changes from Medusa. The split shot. Primary arrow now has the same damage reduction as the secondary arrow, so it means that all of them are now split. It's kind of going back on what it was before. It can now be toggled like it used to be able to. Extra arrow count increased from 3 to 4. Shot secondary arrows range increased from 100 to 150. And the damage increased. Generally, I think this is probably needed because Medusa's not been very good right now. Mainly because of the anti-mage being so good, though. So we should see. So Mirana's Moonlight Shadow's got a slight reduction at level 1, but then still works the same at level 3. The cooldown is increased on Sacred Arrow by 1 second across the board. Leap distance has been increased, which is pretty good. And the talent for leap attack speed is increased as well. So not much change to Mirana. Monkey Kill base armor increased by 3. That's crazy. Oh, Jesus Christ, if it wasn't as pain in the ass as it was. Jingle Mastery damage reduced though from 60, 90, 120, 150 to 40, 70, 100, and 130. Wukong's command attacking the builds improved from 1.2 to 1.1. Level 10 talent increased from 15 attack speed to 20. Treedos visions changed. Meh. Naga Siren. Movement speed increased from 320 to 330. Wow. Speedy water bitch. Ensnare cast point increased from 0.6 to 0.5, so no change. Oh, so now the scepter increases Song of Siren by 20 seconds, which means it gets every minute. This is a bit of a nerf to this Nature's Prophet. So base armor reduced by 2. Nature's Call Tree and Golden XP bounty reduced though. It's from 16 to 20 to 8 and 12. Well, that's a bit of a buff to be fair. And then just a bit of a switch around, it looks like here, from like we just reduced the damage talent at level 10, but increased the Wrath of Nature's base damage by like an extra 10. Stuff like that. Necrophus has not been touched, really. Night Stalker the same, not much has changed other than the level 10 talent's been switched around from 150 mana to 45 void damage, and 50 health to 7% Hunter of the Night movement speed. Nyx Assassin, impaled damage increased by like 20, at level 4, but then reduced by 20 at level 8, so it's kind of... Oh wait, I'm reading this fucking like a retard. It's been up by 20 the whole way through. And the talent increased from 6% amplification to 8%. Ogre Magi's agility gain has been reduced, so he has less armor, and unrefined fire blast mana cost is increased from... Oh wait, it's been reduced from 60 to 45% of your mana. Pretty good. So Omnilite is now a bit more of a speedy boy. Cast range of purification has been increased, and a degenerator now no longer affects attack speed, but the radius is increased. Some general talent changes. Purifying Flames. Yeah, it's nothing major. Purifying Flames cast point reduced from 0.3 to 0.15, so it's bloody quick to do Purifying Flames now. The cooldown at level 15 has now been increased, like the cooldown reduction, sorry, from 0.8 seconds to actual a whole second. Oh, 0.2. Oh. Level 25 talent change from 4 second fake exits to 15.5. So it's not massive change to be fair. It's Outlook Shitstain, Outlook Devourer. Essence Flux slow duration increased from 1.575 to 2. And they increased the duration to 8 seconds. Arcane mana cost reduced at level 1, but the same at level 4. So Astral Imprisonment now has an AU indicator that shows the damage area, and Astral Imprisonment cast range increased by 75 at level 1, but then scales up to 450 still. PA has a slight buff to the base damage, increased by 3. Blood Scepter cooldown reduced from 12 to 10, pretty good. Looks like more damage level 10 rather than stuff in dagger cooldown. 15 is from cleave to plus 350 phantom strike cast range. That's pretty good, you can look further. And level 20 the blur has been increased. So I think PA will be a lot more seen than before. Attack damage increase. Attack damage spread reduced. So it's just another one of these things with slight changes to Phantom Lancer. Spirit Lance damage has been increased by 30. Basically the end. Nothing major on talents, looks like. Oh, rather than having 5 more juxtaposed illusions, now you get 4% more damage on your juxtaposed illusions, which is pretty good, I think. So maybe he's a bit more viable as well, but this is a bit more situational than a lot of the other heroes. Phoenix. So Fire Spirit's mana cost is increased to 120 all the time, rather than that, so it means you can't use it as often. Supernova hit count rescaled from 5, 8, 11 to 6, 8, 10. Level 10 talent increased from 40% accurate drive to 80%. Just general sort of. This is a little bit of like a buff for early game, but not as good later game sort of thing. Puck's barely been touched. Yeah, nothing really major here. Pudge. Base health regen's increased by double. The strength gain reduced though from 4 to 3.2, so got less health but more regen. The cooldown reduction on this is crazy. It's 6 seconds less cooldown. Like he's going to be throwing out more hooks than he was before. And the slow has been increased by 3% across the board. Well, level 1, sorry. Flesh Heap strength gain increased to 1.5. Basically by 0.5 the whole way along, so I think more offlane pudges. I'm definitely going to give that a go to myself as well. Crop of Bane. Strength gain has been reduced. And the Shadow Strike mana cost increased, and the initial damage has been reduced. So, like, this is quite big of a change. And the Sonic Wave mana cost has been increased by 50 at level 3 and 2. So, this is quite a bit of a nerf to Queen. I don't think she's going to be in as much. Hey ho. Razor. Strength gain increased from 2.6 to 2.8. Agility gain increased from 2.1 to 2.3. Just changing around. Plasma field cooldown reduced. It's now 10 seconds. Static link no longer disarms you, nor does invisible attacks through the link, but instead allows you to attack while moving. So it means you can attack the hero, which it does normally, or you can attack like other heroes as well that you're not stealing the stuff from, basically. Storm Surge no longer provides a movement speed. Storm Surge movement speed changed from 6, 10, blah blah blah. So it's now you get more movement speed, but there's no AoE. And Eye Spawn no longer has a passive component. Eye of the Storm damage per strike increased from blah blah blah. It's not too bad. So we're getting a step further down. There's two here, Rubik and Sand King, which I think are quite crazy, to be fair. So base attack speed is increased from 100 to 110 on Rubik, so more attacks. Attack damage spread reduced, so you do like definitely basically around 50 damage. Fade Bolt damage reduction changed from fixed value for heroes and creeps to 10%, 8%, 26%, 30% of base damage. So it's basically the whole way across 34%, basically. Fade Bolt damage increased by 20 at like level 1, like that means it's 100 damage nuke straight away. Fade Bolt mana cost reduced to quite a bit at level 1. And then level 10 talent change from plus 50 damage to plus 50 base damage. And level 15 talent change from minus 8 second bolt hero attack to Fade Bolt steals hero damage. So when it stills, when it takes that 34%, it stills that damage. Like this means that there's gonna be mid Rubiks left, right, and center going crazy, man. This is so cool, but my god, am I scared of this at the same time. Just like it stills Ravage, it stills whatever, and then he just hits you down once he uses his Fade Bolt too. It's gonna be crazy. Sand King. Now, when I first read this, I was like, what the fuck? Caustic Finale has been reworked. Attacking enemy now places a buff that slows the enemy for 10, 15, 20, 25 minute speed for 5 seconds. If the target dies during 5 seconds debuff, an explosion deals 70, 90, 110, 130 plus 10. So basically, you get one last hit with the enemy carry next to you, and you do 100 damage. Level 1. Get Caustic Finale first. I highly doubt you would do that. Maybe level 2. Farming with this guy's gonna be fucking crazy, dude. What is this shit? It's just madness. Like it's like 300 it's like 300 damage if you kill like enemies. Oh, it's crazy. And there's quite a lot of changes here as well. Caustic Finale is slow, blah blah blah. Nothing major. But when I first read this, I was like thinking, man, I'm definitely spamming this hero. It's gonna be crazy good, blah blah blah. But Jesus. So just like change the Shadow Demon, Shadow Fiend, base damage increased. Necromancy soul count now is changed from 36 level 4 to 20, so to 25. Damage per soul rather than 2 is now level 1, 2 and 3, and then 4 level 4. So basically, you're getting 80 damage rather than the 70 odd that you had before, so you get more damage. Necromancy no longer grants an extra amount for hero kills, so like you only get like 1 soul for it. But the Requiem Soul now releases a wave per 1 soul instead of 2. So it used to be like 15, like 20 or so. It's about the same, I suppose, but more damage, just crazy. And then level 20 talent increase from plus 2 damage per soul to plus 3. So I think it's much more viable. I think this is a massive thing, like, because you don't have to get as many souls as well. Like, you don't have to last hit as many to get max amount of damage as well. This is what's crazy to me. Okay, level like one more at level 1, and like 1 less at level 1 in the end of the world. But like rather, it's like literally 16 less souls and you get more damage. It's crazy. Which means that like you die, and you can get those souls back so much easier than you did before. It's just gonna make this guy so much more like viable and easier to bounce back and all that kind of stuff in lane. Shadow Shaman. Base intelligence increased. Base damage unchanged, thank god. Mass More bounty spread reduced by like 2. But oh, it's just the spread reduced, don't worry. Level 10 challenge tackle damage is now a lot more. Hex cooldown has been increased, that kind of stuff. So Silencer. Arcane Curse damage increased from 16, level 1, yeah, that's fine, to 6 extra level 4. The cooldown of Global Silence is now 100 seconds. Level 15 talent increased from 20 Arcane Curse damage to 30, plus 30. Level 20 talent increased from 15% Arcane Slow damage to 20%. Is it getting me? I'm in a game. Straight away. Alright, I'll finish this off in a minute. A little while later. I'll finish this off. Okay, let's finish this off. So, Silencer went through the talents, that kind of stuff. No, I did not win my Anagrams game. It's fucking hard, like half 1 in the morning. Anyway. Scaraf talent change from Ancient Seal cooldown from -7 seconds. Yeah, to -8. That's fine. Slardar Corrosive Haze. Ooh, armor reduction is increased by 2 the whole way through. Level 20 talent changed from plus 800 vision to -4 Corrosive Haze armor. Level 25 talent increase from Rush. That's fun. So Slark, all it is that his base attack speed has been reduced by 5. That probably means that then early on he can't steal as much of everyone's stats and be crazy. Alright, Snapfire. This is quite an interesting one. The first bar, Scatter Blast, now also slows attack speed by 100. Is crazy. So you Q them, they get slowed and they slow your attack speed. That's quite a lot in my opinion. Little Shredder now no longer reduces enemy attack speed, so that's just kind of swapped over. Little Shredder now reduces armor by 1 per stack for 4 seconds. Little Shredder damage reduced from 35, 50, blah, 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 to 20. So it does less damage, but it applies an armor reduction per stack. So what that basically means is that you have 6... Is it 6? -6 armor pretty much per stack. And then also, the 15 talent is now, rather than plus 48 Scatter Blast damage, it's now 60, which is fine. At level 25, Scatter Blast applies 2.5 disarm to 3 times Little Shredder multi-shot. So, it has a multi-shot now, level 25. So basically, if you look at the talent tree now, you can go like health or movement speed, whatever. And Fire Snap could be probably is the best in my opinion because you want that health. You sit there with a Deso and an MKB or something crazy, and a Maelstrom for the procs, and you got crazy damage. Little Shredder now does your damage, and it does multi-shot. So you just like kill their whole team. You can just basically go carry with her. Go granny carry. Right, so Sniper, shrapnel damage reduced slightly. More at the higher levels than the lower levels. Assassinate Scepter stun duration has just been reduced from 1.5 straight away to 1 and 1.25. It's fine. Spectre, base health regen reduced by 1. That's quite a big change. Shadow Step now no longer targets spell immune units. No, Shadow Step can now target spell immune units. Basically means he can use his ult to jump at someone who's spell immune. Horn illusions no longer have a fixed forward movement speed. Horn illusions no longer have a 1 second delay on acting. So it means that they can chase him down if you have higher movement speed than them, which is good. Desolate damage increased from 20, 30, 40, 50 to 30, 40, 50, 60. And Desolate search area reduced from 50 to 45. Desolate no longer reduces vision. So it seems like Spectre's going to be a bit more sort of viable. It's not that she isn't right now anyway. She's pretty quite good, but it's going to be even more so after that because it's patch. Spirit Breaker, Charge of Darkness, cast point reduced from 0.47 to 0.3, so it just means it charges a bit quicker. And the damage from the Talon is now increased by 10. Storm Spirit, agility gain increased from 1.5 to 1.7. Ball of Lightning travel cost per 100 units reduced from 12 plus 0.7% to 10 plus. Basically means that Ball of Lightning is a little bit more cheaper when it comes to like zipping in and out. I don't think that's really going to make much difference. I don't think Storm's really still going to be as viable as he once was. But yeah, any changes good, right? Sven. Base movement increased by 10, which is quite a lot, so it's going to be quite speedy. Stormhammer's spell talent is now able to target cyclone units and spell it off. That's pretty cool. So someone's cyclone, you can just Stormhammer them and then it's spelled off. Warcry no longer provides bonus damage. Okay. Warcry movement speed is now provided for allies as well. So rather than giving damage, it means it's just a speedy. And then the bonus has been reduced for the movement speed by just 2 each time. Warcry mana cost has been reduced as well to be 30, 40, 50, 60 depending. So greater cleave distance increased by 50. So that's pretty good. God Strength. So they've reverted God Strength back to the old God Strength, where now it no longer gives you strength. Instead, it just gives you bonus damage. And the duration has been increased by 15 seconds. So I don't necessarily know if this makes it more viable or not. It probably does, to be fair, because the damage increase is so much more, like 210% rather than 106%. This guy's going to be smacking heads, mate. Temporary Assassin. Meld armor reduction rescaled from 2468 to 5678, which means actually meld is going to be so much better at level 1. And a cooldown, but the cooldown will be higher at level 1. So, it does more damage, but you can't use it as often. Meh. It's not great. And then, level 25 talent from 4 more refraction instances is now 6 more. So it means you get 11. Is that right? So it means you get...
None shall elude me.
You get 12, sorry. Terrorblade. Metamorphosis no longer reduces your movement speed, which means that he's going to be turning into a massive scary demon and running at your face. But yeah, that sounds pretty good, right? And level 10 talent reduced from 20 movement speed to 15, I suppose, because to try and balance this out somehow. Base strength increased by 2 for Tidehunter. Kraken shell damage block increased from 12 to 24, blah blah blah. So it's basically 2 each time. And level 20 to increase Kraken shell is now Kraken shell damage block is just 30 over 24. So nothing major with Tidehunter. Still same range, means its damage block is better. A bit more tanky. Timbersaw. Base strength increased by 1. Base mana regen increased from half to quarter to a half. So and then its mana regen talent has been reduced by that quarter as well. So it's because it's got it here. And a 15 talent increase from 6 reactive stacks to 8 reactive armor stacks. So nothing major with Timbersaw. A few tweaks, but nothing really that big. Tiny. Base health regen increased from 0 to 1. That's crazy, actually. Toss duration increased from 1.3 to 1.4. It's a little bit longer. Avalanche initial projectile no longer takes a fixed half a second to arrive at destination. Instead has a 1200 projectile speed. Don't think there's really much difference in that, but I'm sure that some pros will notice it, but not for most of us scrubs. Tree Grab no longer slows Tiny by 30 movement speed. Tree Grab now has a 5-hit charge limit, so it's going back to what the original Tree Grab was when you first had it, where you had 5 charges and it did that kind of stuff. Tree Grab unit bonus damage rescaled from 10, 20, 30, 40 to just flat 25%. Tree Grab building damage increased quite significantly, considering it was 20 at level 1, it's now 90%, and then at the end it's 180%. That's pretty damn crazy. And the splash damage, the same, it's like 40 at level 1, but 100% yeah. So you're gonna get 5 charges, but it's a lot. You get a lot more damage out of it, really. Grow bonus damage rescaled from 30, 45, 60 to 25, 50 to 75. And then level 15 talent, you now get plus 3 grab attack charges, tree grab attack charges. So it means you get 8 attacks, which is pretty good. And the talent for 16 strength is now 18. I think that Tiny will be a bit more seen a lot more in the mid lane compared to what it has been recently, but I don't know how much it really retrospect that really will be. We'll see, I guess. So Trio Protector Leech Seed is now, it's gone back to the old Leech Seed basically. You target on someone, it does a bit more damage, and slows the target enemy. The mana cost, it's fun. Eyes of Forest now has 3 charges with a full second replenish time. So that sounds a lot better. So rather than having to wait 20 seconds or whatever it was the year before, now got 3 charges. Troll, just slight changes to the talents, mainly just buffing them slightly, so nothing major. Tusk, base armor increased by 1, so that's a bit of that should be good for when you're in the laning phase. Snowball damage per ally increased from the bar to this, so that is quite a bit. 30 more per person. Like if you get 3 or 4, it's like 100, 200 odd damage. That's quite good. And then just change the talent. Right, Underlord. Now I play this guy quite a lot, and he's pretty damn strong to be fair. He's at a 52% win rate for 2 years or so. And now they decided to buff this guy to High Heaven and give him a 60% win rate within 1 day. So attack range increased from like 150 to 175. So obviously you can last hit easier, you can chase people easier, that kind of stuff. Atrophy Aura no longer gives a permanent bonus damage. That's a bit strange. It's kind of going back to what it was before, just like everything else it seems. Atrophy Aura Creep death damage rescaled from just 5 each time to 4, 5, 6, and 7. So level 4 Atrophy Aura, obviously getting a lot more damage, and the aura damage duration is increased by 15 seconds at the end, but it starts off at 30 still. But the main this change obviously means it gets more damage, that kind of thing. It was strong anyway, but I think the main reason, in my opinion, as a 2k scrub, Crusader scrub, is Firestorm cast point reduced from 0.6 to 0.5, so it's slightly quicker to pull off. The AoE has been increased, so it starts off at the usual 400, and at level 4, it's nearly 500 AoE. That's quite a bit of a difference. You will probably see it when you play. A Firestorm debuff no longer ignores Ancients. So basically, this means is you can now stack and farm Ancients with Underlord very easily. So it used to be that, say myself, if I was going sort of, if you do the whole push the lane and kill creeps in the so you kill the lane creeps, and you go into the forest or the jungle, and you kill a couple of camps. You come back and you push. Then push the lane back out, and you go back into the jungle, and you keep going back and forth. You would just ignore the Ancients, but now you would be killing Ancients instead. But that's quite a lot. I suppose going all the way back to kill Ancients is probably a bit crazy. But like, say you're in a bad lane as well, right? And you have level 4 Firestorm, go kill Ancients. Anyway, level 10 talents have been changed totally. You now get to choose between 5 armor and 12 magic resistance rather than what it was before. And level 15, they've changed them as well. So you either get -3 seconds Firestorm cooldown, which considering the cooldown is only 12 seconds already, and it lasts for 6 seconds, or probably 5 seconds. After your one's just finished, like 3 seconds later, you can do another one. It's just really crazy. And then the Pit of Malice AoE, so that's crazy. The cooldown reduction in Pit of Malice has been taken down quite a bit. Level 1 is only 18 seconds rather than 22. So, I know for myself, I'll be probably playing this hero quite a lot. So this and Sand King, I'll be playing quite a lot, probably trying to boost my MMR up to some reasonable expectation. But yeah. Undying, no major change to Undying other than now his debuff increases all damage done to targets around him basically by 35% with his Flesh Golem. So that's actually crazy. Like, he can just be sitting there like there's a veil on this person, he's standing there with 35%, like someone's already taken like 50% more damage from a magic nuke. It's just crazy. Flesh Golem debuff no longer deals damage per second nor increases damage zombies do. So the only sort of payoff of this, or downfall of this is the fact that you don't do the normal sort of damage over time that you normally would. But yeah. So Venge, Wave of Terror Vision area increased by 50. It's pretty good. The level 20 talent has been changed from 6 Vengeance Aura attributes to 100 Vengeance Aura attack range. And then the level 20, the other one is now just 200 more damage on your magic missile. So not major change to Venge. She's still a pretty strong hero in certain situations. So Veno, base movement speed increased by 5. It's good because it's a squishy hero. Poison Sting damage increased by 2 at the first level, so 8. And then it goes up and up, and basically it ends up being about 8 more at level 4. But Poison Sting no longer reduces HP regen, so he's no longer as good as he was against like Pudge and that kind of stuff. Well, he's not been the same since like 2.5 or whatever it was, that 0.25 that was crazy. Plague Ward health increased at level 1 to 120, level 2 to 230, and level 3 to 340, and then level 4 is the same. So it means that they're a bit more viable because they take a little bit more than just one hit, say. Poison Nova Scepter cooldown reduced by 40, pretty much apart from the 60 at the end. And non-scepter bonus is just, oh okay, so just reducing some cooldowns. And yeah, Firepower base damage increased by 2, intelligence increased by 15 base and 1.8 per level to 117 base and 2 per level. It's nothing major realistically. Visage attack projectile speed increased from 900 to 1000, so at least just the last hit should be. Might take some time to get used to that though. Soul Assumption mana cost reduced to being 135 at level 1 and then going up to 150 through to level 4. And level 15, the armor corruption is just -3 rather than -2.5. Void Spirit, Resonant Pulse, Scepter charge replenish time increases from 16 to 18. So basically means you get less Resonant Pulses with the Scepter. Warlock Shadow Word cast range increased to by quite a lot actually at level 4 to 900 rather than 750. So that should be, that's a slight buff. Weaver, Shikuchi speed increased from, it's just slightly increased to the other levels. Time-lapse scepter cooldown increased from 16 to 20. Time-lapse scepter cast range reduced from 1000 to 600. So this is just a slight sort of nerf to the scepter. And then just some slight changes to talents. Oh, here we are. This is pretty good. So, Wind Ranger Focus Fire now pauses firing if you issue the Stop or Halt commands. If you right click on a target or assume again. So, this is really good against when you're playing Wind Ranger and you just get countered by everyone getting Blade Mail. It used to be that obviously you couldn't stop that, so she would just die instantly. Whereas now you can stop that. So, I like that. But Wind Ranger is a bit of a rubbish hero, to be fair. Winter Wyvern's Curse. Winter's Curse cooldown increased from 80 to 90. Yeah. Slight nerf, but nothing major. Witch Doctor level 20 talent change from +1 Maledict tick to 15% Maledict burst damage. So it means it does a bit more damage with Maledict, but it doesn't last as long. I think I prefer the 15%, it's pretty good. Wraith King, base damage increased by 3. But Vampiric Aura no longer provides attack damage for self bonus mechanisms. So it means he can't really get that sort of start he wants until he gets his Radiance as he had before. Life Steal's increased by quite a bit, but that's to obviously balance out from not having the bonus damage. And Mortal Strike Skeleton attack damage increased from 30 to 35 to 35 to 40. And last but not least, Zeus. So his movement speed is increased by 10, so it's pretty good. It's now 310, quite speedy to be fair. Arc Lightning damage increased by 5 the whole way through. Lightning Bolt mana cost being increased by quite a bit at level 1 from 90 to 125. Then it's 130, 135, 140, so it's not much difference there. Thundergon's Wrath's damage is increased by 50 through all levels. Thundergod's Wrath cooldown increased from 90 to 120. So there's more damage, but you can't do it as often. Nimbus cooldown increase from 35 to 45 seconds. So there's actually sort of like a few bits like buffs in certain places, but then they've kind of nerfed him in his massive burst that he has. That he had to do. You used to be able to do it very often. And his mana regen was nerfed as well. There's a major there. So that's the full patch, like an hour and 20 minutes later. So from my point of view, this is great. The new patch of 7.27a before this was great. I liked the change in the meta. I liked to change it up that actually killing people actually made a difference, rather than you just being able to sitting in a lane, get killed 3 times, the guy leaves, and you sit there still in the lane, and you be ahead of them, and it didn't matter. You just push through, or you just all get necro books and push through to the end of the base. But now you actually don't have, you have to fight. You have to have one guy farming a bit more, that kind of stuff. I think the main noticeable ones really to think about, or that are going to really make a difference, is Underlord, which I've gone past, Shadow Fiend, and Sand King and Rubik. So there's quite a few changes. So it's going to make things a bit different. So it's going to take a while to get used to, but really looking forward to it. I think the patch would be great, and I look forward to playing some more of this on stream. I'll post my stream link down at the bottom in the description. And yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and have a good one.